Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nini and today I thought that we could practice a bit more using gouache. I don't remember if I said this in the last video, but I've been wanting to use gouache for a while now, mostly because I've seen a lot of the artists that I follow use it, but also because I really like the medium itself. Like I said in my last video where I painted a scene from Spirited Away, which you should definitely go watch if you haven't already, gouache is a pretty versatile medium. You can use it as watercolor, acrylic, or some mixture between the two. I just find the medium to be really interesting and I would like to study it further. As a result of this fascination, I've decided to start a sketchbook series specifically dedicated to painting with gouache. I have a little sketchbook that my friend gave me that I barely used, so I decided why not put it to use like this. For each page, I will be drawing either a scene from a cartoon or movie in my style, and at the very end of the sketchbook, I'll do a sketchbook tour so that we can look back at how far I've come in my process. This will be the very first video of the series, and without further ado, let's get started. So before I began painting the actual scene that I did for this day, I wanted to do some swatching in the sketchbook to make sure that the paper could actually handle the gouache, which it did for the most part. There was some bleed through, but it didn't extend to the page beneath it, so I call that a win. I basically just played around with different gradients using complementary colors, and I tried to show the transition from acrylic consistency to a more watercolor consistency. I don't think that I'll be able to fully utilize the watercolor aspect of the gouache in the sketchbook because of the bleed through, but that's alright since I have watercolor paper to practice on. Now I'm starting the sketching phase of the video. Today I thought that I would draw Baron from The Cat Returns, which is my second favorite Studio Ghibli movie after Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. He was just the first character that came to mind. So I started out sketching with my Prismacolor Premier Color Erase colored pencils, and I chose a scene where Baron, Haru, and Muta are lost in the King's Maze as my reference. I didn't make it too detailed since I'm going to be painting over it anyways, and I could be using that time to paint instead. And now I started the painting section of the video. After the first stroke of paint, the confidence that I gained from the last video just kind of vanished. I really felt kind of anxious, especially since I'm painting on a much smaller canvas than I did in the last video. I'm no stranger to drawing cats or characters, however using paints to color those characters is something that is very much out of my comfort zone, which is why I'm doing this, to get better at something that I'm not good at. I started with Baron's face, and I found that it was a bit difficult to make the two colors of his fur really stand out from one another. Even in the final product, they still kind of blend together. I had a lot of fun painting his eyes. I think that they turned out looking more like his design in Whisper of the Heart rather than his design in this movie, but it still looks nice in my opinion. I think that I need to work more on taking the time to blend the colors when I paint. Even watching this video, I can see the brush strokes and it just makes the painting a little jarring to me. It was very interesting painting Baron since the way that he is designed is a bit different from how I draw my cat characters. It definitely gave me a bit of trouble with drawing the right expression for him. Baron's hat and suit were like this off-white, almost gray color, and it actually gave me some difficulty to get the color as close to those colors as I could, and I still feel as though those colors are too dark compared to what they actually look like in the screenshot. Now we're moving on to the background, and I didn't like it at first, but as I kept going, I felt better and better about it. I find that starting out with a large blob of paint first and then building up instead of drawing each individual thing really helps with my backgrounds for paintings, which I probably should have done for Baron as well. But you know, that's in the past. I'll probably try that out in the future with paintings. I think that you could tell in the video that the watered down black gouache just wasn't spreading around on the paper like I wanted it to, so I had to keep making the gouache thicker, if that makes sense. I tried to incorporate the highlights and shadows that are in the actual screenshot in the painting, and I thought that it kind of worked. I did have to go back and redo some of the bricks that are being hit by the sunlight though. All in all, I really enjoyed painting the bricks in the background. I really messed up on Baron's whiskers, and I think that you can see me panicking when I was trying to cover it up with more paint, but it just kept smudging. I tried to calm myself down by painting other bits and then came back later to fix my mistakes. don't know why, but I decided to add a white outline around Baron. I think that I wanted to fix the mistakes that I made on the edges of Baron and to cover up some of the white spaces. I don't really know, but I'm not too mad at it. Now I'm just adding some highlights and a little bit of line art, and then I'll be done. I hope that you enjoyed the video and are looking forward to the next one. I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you all next time.